You are listening to Zero Hour, a Scarlet Rhapsody podcast. Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Zero Hour. We are at episode 141. Can you believe that? So on today's show, it's a complete surprise. We're talking about Kara Expo 2018. Now, Kara Expo was hosted by Bushiroad, and it was held at the Anaheim Convention Center in early November, on November 10 to 11 specifically. And Bushiroad, they're best known for their card games like Cardfight Vanguard.
Wait, I'm supposed to know anything about Cardfight Vanguard? Because I don't.
But you can talk about New Japan Wrestling.
Oh, well, I thought you were going to introduce every product that they got, and then I talk about New Japan Pro Wrestling because,
Well, I kind of figured New Japan Wrestling is your jam. So, Stan, just tell us a little bit about New Japan Wrestling.
New Japan Pro Wrestling is a professional Japanese wrestling organization, I guess I should say, which is right under, parental company of Bushiroad, so meaning that Bushiroad pretty much owns them.
And also at this show, those very popular idol stuff and things such as Love Live and Bang Dream, which ironically I got into because of a Kenny Omega advert that was on Facebook. Like, you know what? A pro wrestler playing an idol game. I kind of want to check this out for the sake of frivolity. And I did. And I fell in love with Roselia. And I was like, wait, Roselia is actually performing at Kara Expo in my backyard? I gotta check this out. Also at Kara Expo, you also had Review Starlight, also a property of Bushiroad. And then you also had some Japanese culture, this and that going on. So our team, who went, was myself, Stan.
Believe me, I didn't go there for the idols, okay? If anyone was wondering.
And Deb.
Hi, I just went to New Japan. New Japan!
New Japan!
New Japan! New Japan!
And I just went like, you know what? I just started watching Review Starlight. I really enjoyed Review Starlight. Been playing Love Live for a while, but kind of been like in and out of it. And I just wanted to see Roselia because like I really enjoy attending idol concerts. There's this different kind of vibe to it. So, you know what? Let's just start with just talking about Sunday, the one day that we went. So just kind of just give you an idea. It was about $15 pre-sale if you bought your ticket. So like each day was $15, which is not too bad. However, if you wanted to do like a main event or say get an autograph, you had to spend $30 at the Bushiroad booth. So let's talk about our adventures in lining up.
God, that was so painful, kind of. So line wasn't that bad compared to some of the other conventions we've gone to, but we actually had to go around the wee little corner at the courtyard of the Hilton-ish or something, Hilton Marriott, in between that area. If you've ever gone to the Anaheim Con Center, you know what it is. So we had to go around the wee little corner there. Mind you, this is 10 a.m.?
This was around a little bit before 10 a.m. because I believe the doors open like around 10 a.m.
Yeah, but they delayed it.
Yeah, because I remember they were just letting people, like, a few people in at a time, because everyone was just heading towards the Bushiroad booth.
Yeah, so, because that's where all the magic happens, and by magic I mean curse. So, you line up, you go in, and then you have to line up even more to get to the Bushiroad merchandise booth, and you literally had to sneak around, I'm gonna say, 2 to 3 coils. Just about. And immediately as we get into the coil, we see the Review Starlight stuff are sold out, like,
it's
gone.
Sold like hotcakes. Like, I remember, like, even just seeing on Twitter, like, every single Review Starlight item was sold out. I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, I had no idea that it really caught on out here, because I feel that Review Starlight has a very niche audience compared to, say, the likes of Love Live, because every Love Live live type thing I've seen at a Bushiroad booth at any anime con that I attend sells out just like that. And I'm like, oh wow, Review Starlight is like all the rage now.
And then it gets worse because one coil in, everything related to Roselia is sold out. Everything, like autograph, gone. Concert tickets, the seating area specifically, gone. And it's just like, wait, Roselia? I'm just like, that's the first time I've ever heard of like a Bang Dream and the Roselia, and it's just like, wait, What? How is that such a big deal?
I've been in and out of the Bang Dream fandom. It's not recently until I got back into it again, because, yeah, mobile games can be a life suck, and believe it or not, I also have a life outside of mobile games. And I'm like, oh wow, I had no idea that Roselia concert tickets were going to be like that. And I was like, okay, if I get Aina Aiba, who's the lead singer for Roselia, if I get her autograph, that's all
that
cool
was
too.
gone.
Yeah. And then I heard people were scalping tickets and like lining up at 2 a.m., 5 a.m. just to get the tickets for Roselia. And then I heard like someone, I forgot which guess it was, they were scalping their ticket for like $380 and people bought into it. And then I also heard down the grapevine that someone was scalping $700 for the Roselia concert.
Jesus. Oh,
Idol fans be cray-cray.
I mean,
oh my god.
Listen, you know how some people talk about, like, oh, football fans is crazy as they'll buy the, scalping the tickets and whatever. No! This is a couple levels up beyond that.
Yeah, and I think we were, like, just waiting another, like, an hour-ish in line to get into the Bushiroad booth, because I know you guys wanted to get the New Japan Pro Wrestling ringside tickets.
Well, yeah.
And Kenny Omega.
Kenny Omega, well, we got one of them because halfway into the coil, right before the entrance, like, Kenny Omega ticket got sold out. And, like, we're just looking at each other like, what? This is I'm sorry, this is an idol, like, con, right? But then it makes sense because Kenny Omega's an otaku, also video game fan, and he's just pretty much connected to every single fandom out there. And I'm not surprised. Am I disappointed? Hell yeah, I am. Like, we got there earlier like we humanly could. So, mathematically speaking, if we wanted to get Kenny Omega autograph, we would have been in line at the very latest 8 in the morning. For a one-day con, that was just, how about no,
Yeah, that just totally surprised me. And I was just kind of like, okay, if I get Roselia, I get Roselia. If not, I'll just see what I can do. Because, okay, I'll just see what other Bandori merchandise that I can grab. And thankfully, I was able to get the last Roselia keychain. And I got a couple pins out of that and a lanyard out of that.
We have a funny story about the New Japan merchandise that you mentioned. And Deb, this pertains to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Story time.
I think I was kind of disappointed from the autograph being sold out, and until at the window there's a bunch of New Japan Pro Wrestling merch, and one of them caught my eye because it was the very last towel of the Golden Lovers, and I was just like, holy tamales, is that a Golden Lovers towel?
And I was like, okay, you can go ahead of me.
And then I was just eyeing on the very last towel.
Like,
and you're gonna have to explain about this.
Because the thing is that in front of us, there were like easily 5 to 6 New Japan Pro Wrestling fans. You can tell because we're wearing t-shirts pertaining to Kenny or New Japan in general. So we had about 20% chance, 20 or 15% chance of getting that last product.
And keep it in mind, there's nothing of Bullet Club and any other wrestler, but yeah, it's rare to see any Golden Lover stuff.
Uh-huh.
So I remember once as we entered, I charged through like in 2 seconds to grab that towel.
Like, kid you not, you can hear the Sonic the Hedgehog, when the Sonic the Hedgehog scene going, probably the Sonic Adventure.
It was that or, the Starman theme from Super Mario. That's how I felt right now. Yeah, it just feels like that, and I grabbed the towel.
Yeah, I was really lucky to snag, like, the last Roselia keychain, because there was a guy in front of me, he was, like, FaceTiming with his girlfriend's like, well, honey, these are, like, the leftover keychains they had for Bandori. Like, yeah, we have Poppin' Party, we have Roselia. Oh, looks like the last of the Roselias are gone. Like, yeah, it's mine. So, yeah.
Like, it was wild. And, look, it was handled really well. Everyone was organized. No one trampled over anything, so that's good. But just on the outside looking in, man, that was wild.
Yeah, and you can just feel, like, the intensity, and you just kind of can feel the tension, like, just getting in. It's like, okay, I want this, I want this, I want this. Please do not sell out.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, the autograph that we wanted to get on the concert that we wanted to get for you, I guess, hey, it got sold out. So the next best thing would be the seating section for the New Japan Pro Wrestling Lions Break.
And I just like, you know what? I've never seen anything from New Japan Pro Wrestling. I'm like, you know what? I'll just give it a shot. I'll just check it out. I'll just keep an open mind, and I'll just join you guys, and I'll just, check it out.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you haven't joined a wrestling event before, have you?
no, I haven't. This was like my
Yeah,
first time.
that was your very first time. That's incredible.
Like, for real, like, when you told us that you got the ticket for it, it's like, one of us, one of us, one of us.
Yeah, we'll get to talking about pro wrestling in
good
a
time.
little bit, but I'll also talk about like just some of the Japanese cultural offerings they had. So Kara Expo, they also had some Japanese culture on display at the event too. This included a kendo demonstration. You also had Japanese food being sold, and the price point for the food wasn't like your typical convention center food, and it was of high quality. So I ended up getting some yakisoba for about $7. And they also take Venmo.
Ah.
So, and the lady felt really bad because it took a while to cook the yakisoba, so she gave me extra. It's like, okay, I can while waiting in line, I can just enjoy some yakisoba. And in addition to yakisoba, they also had boba tea. They also had Japanese steak flanks. I'm like, the steak flanks sound good right now, but like, I haven't had yakisoba in a while. And this isn't like pre-packaged cold soba noodles, but this was like hot. It smelled great. It was just kind of had like half a serving of it, and I was already full. So definitely kudos to bringing all the Japanese food vendors there, because I just felt like it just made the experience authentic, and I didn't have to worry about paying like $20 for hot dog, chips, and a Coke at Anaheim Convention Center prices. So yeah, definitely bring the food vendors back. Also, while we were waiting in line for Bushiroad, they also had the Swallowtail Butler Cafe perform on stage. And Deb, you know a couple of things or two about them, right?
No, I have not, unfortunately.
No worries, because I know you just pointed out to me. It's like, Swallowtail Butler
Cafe. A friend
Cafe.
of mine kept like posting Facebooks of it. That, if I recall. So,
gotcha.
So yeah, that's all I know. I'm sorry.
No, don't worry about it. But they were also taking reservations. They also had like a small Butler Cafe there for like an additional $25 or so. Butler cafes aren't really my thing, but it was there if you were interested. Now let's move on to New Japan Pro Wrestling Lions Break.
So, for those of you who aren't familiar with Lions Break, I should probably dial back a bit. New Japan Pro Wrestling has a bit of a cultivation system, like where they take a very rookie wrestlers and just pretty much educate them, mold them into the professional wrestlers that we see today. A lot of the pro wrestlers you'd see in New Japan Pro Wrestling pay-per-view nowadays came from Lionsgate Project, which is their, cultivation project. Everyone had to go through it. Everyone who wanted to be part of this, the big stage. So recently, it was only recent that they actually opened the New Japan Pro Wrestling Dojo in California, and Lions Break was part of that, is to bring out these two, students, and just have them gain experience in the ring against the veterans, and just learn from it, and have them teach you something, and just gain experience, essentially. Kind of like a driving test sort of deal. You have to experience it, and, because wrestling isn't just about technique, it's about how you deal with the crowd, it's a psychology involved in it. So you learn that as you go along with it. And this is probably the first ever Lions project being taken in United States. And it had to be in a convention full of idol stuff, whereas it's kind of ironic, but still, you get what you get. So the first match was a super ACH. He usually goes by ACH, but I guess for the New Japan Pro Wrestling, he's super ACH because he is anime personified. Why not? Against one of the young lion. That's what they call the young lions. The students.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, Carl Fredericks.
Carl Fredericks, yes, he was actually, believe it or not, we actually seen Carl Frederickson and Clark Connors. We'll talk about later. At the last event they had, which is Fighting Spirits Unleashed.
Nice.
That was pretty ballin'.
Yeah. The one regret I have, the one United States New Japan Pro Wrestling coach, Katsuyori Shibata, did not show up.
Oh.
And I'm just like, damn it, I want to meet him, but whatever. Minor gripe, okay? But it was ACH versus Carl Fredrickson, and it was pretty physical.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of chops being left and right.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm talking about when it comes to, like, you know, psychology is, like, you know, how, like, what style are they? Are they physical or are they more technical? You can tell the Fredrickson was more physical side of it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, of course, ACH has to win because you don't let Young Lions win immediately. That's absolutely unheard of, okay? But, like, there were a lot of chopping left and right, so that was pretty cool to see.
Okay, do you want to talk about the next match between Jushin Thunder Liger and Clark Connors?
You mean the hype Liger?
Yes.
Oh
Okay, when I saw this guy, Jushin Thunder Liger, he had, like, his own theme music. I even had to look it up. I had, like, my Shazam on, like, oh my god, he has his own theme music? Okay, I am downloading this as soon as I get home. It's, like, your classic, like, Super Sentai hero type theme, and I love it. And I, like, listen to this, like, driving home from work. It's like, oh my god, I love it.
Everything about him is baller.
It's so hype.
Everything about him is baller. And it also helps that he's one of the oldest, like, wrestler that's currently active in New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's been around for decades, you know? And seeing Jushin Thunder Liger that up close, it is such an honor.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, did we mention about we have front seats?
Oh, yeah. All of us had front seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were, like, just kind of, like, having your visual crosshairs on a specific set of seats. Like, okay, we're sitting right here. Go, go, go.
Yeah, we were all strategizing. I was like, okay, if that doesn't work, we'll take the other one.
Listen, me and Deb, we've been to New Japan Pro Wrestling events in the United States for 2 different occasions, okay? And we all had, like, a back-of-the-back seat.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
because,
true.
well, that were affordable, okay? This time, no, we're not being in the standing room. No, we're gonna take this chance to be the front row ever. And
we did.
We
yeah.
did.
It was really good view.
And from there, you can see, like, all the bruises, the scratches, and to know that this is all real and that these guys can really take a hit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
You can just see the sweat. Like, this isn't 4K, this isn't HD, this is real life.
This is 10K.
But
Oh no.
no, but yeah.
No, but anyways, this was Clark Connors. Last time we seen him, he was the technical one. You can tell
Yes.
because he did a lot of, I want to say, gotch style. It's almost gotch style in a way where it's more like, you know, bit of a bruiser technical mix up, you know, and there's a bit of a rough around the edges like feel to it, and it really comes from because Jushin Thunder Liger, for all his hype, is also a very technical wrestler, and going back and forth doing submission holds and what have you, it was such a sight to see. And my God, like, that's not even Liger's final form. We've seen better versions than this, but for what it was, for the purpose of educating the young lions, this was good to see.
I would love to see him, like, doing, like, his full stuff.
Oh.
I thought he was just so awesome on stage, and I just love his presence, and he was just really fun to see. And again, I've never been to a wrestling match, and, like, this guy was just pure entertainment and just pure fire.
Again, if there is a New Japan Pro Wrestling event in the US next year, which they will, mark my words, we'll let you know.
Yeah, and I'll be, like, the dork who, like, knows all the lyrics to his theme song.
But that's okay.
I love that song.
No, you wouldn't be the only one. You know, there are a lot of Liger fans out there that live and die by that song, so, you know.
Oh, it's an awesome song, so check it out if you have the chance.
Mm-hmm. So good.
Alright, do you want to go talk about the tag team match between Hiroki Goto, Rocky Romero versus Jeff Cobb and Ryusuke Taguchi?
This is...
Yo! You're gonna explain some context with this one, too.
So this is basically a stable match. Hiroki Goto and Rocky Romero are part of a stable called Chaos, which is founded by one of my favorite pro wrestlers of all time, Shinsuke Nakamura. Yeah. And versus Taguchi Japan, which is stable of Yusuke Taguchi, Jeff Cobb, David Finlay, and Tanahashi too, actually.
Yeah.
So they were actually supposed to be like this, like, you know, athletic team where Taguchi's the coach and stuff. So, which explains why they're doing the rugby thing while they're entering the ring. It's been their gimmick for a few months now, so it's pretty violent. Jeff Cobb, for those of you that are not familiar with the name, you should know him if you watch Ring of Honor. He is a current Ring of Honor's television champion. And in Lucha Underground, he is known as Matanza Cueto. Matanza Cueto. There we go. Yeah. This was pretty fun because Romero is like those like quick like heel type that does a lot of like schemes and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And Taguchi is also like he has his own shticks like that. That's all I'm gonna say for now. He has his own shticks, and both of them just being a comedic like pulling out these comedic stuff is just absolutely fun to watch. And when it comes to Hiroki Goto and Jeff Cobb like entering the ring, how everyone just was like oh and stuff, right? That's because those two are bruisers. They're powerful bruisers, and when two powerful people just clash against each other, it's gonna be hype. And yeah, that.
No, it was still a freaking fun match to watch. But seeing that in live is actually better because you can see the gags close up, which is great.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah, I really like their gimmick, and then like because we were so up close, I could like just see like all the stitching and like the fabric that they were using like on their wrestling outfits, and just kind of like just seeing how like I think it was like Ryusuke Taguchi had like the funky future on his butt.
And that's great because he used to be known as Funky Weapon, and people call him that. I don't know if you noticed, like they were chanting funky.
Yes, I noticed that too.
Funky Weapon. And Taguchi is much like Liger is like a decades-old veteran. Like he's been around like really early New Japan Pro Wrestling. So it's really good, always good to see Ryusuke Taguchi. His matches are just always so fun. Like even if you're like serious about wrestling, you just watch it and you cannot help but smile. It's that good,
Yeah, this is a really exciting match to watch, and just kind of seeing like the two different teams and like just watching their different techniques and also just utilizing like their shtick. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right.
And then we get to the main event, the one that we came here for. Yep. It is David Finlay, the winner of the Block C, versus one half of the Golden Lovers, the best bout machine, the leader of the Elite, Elite, Kenny Omega.
He high-fived us.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah.
I'm okay with this.
and then after like someone like that just high fives, you just feel like their energy just kind of like just take over you. It's like whoa.
It's a literal lightning in a bottle.
It's like I just
went woo! Oh snap!
And I think we all took a selfie just after like our hands touch his hands.
Yeah.
Do not count. But first of all, do not ever discount David Finlay. Like he comes from a wrestling family. He knows what he's doing, and he showed that. Even though everyone was there for Kenny, everyone was cheering. In terms of crowd reaction, this was such a lopsided match. But David Finlay was still good. I want to give credit to that.
Yeah,
okay,
man.
so I want to give credit where the credit is due. That said, Kenny was still Kenny.
Good lord.
There was a point in the match where Kenny just like gets off the ring a bit and then goes up to the where the bell is and just holds up the Block C champion like trophy, and then then David's like put that down, and he just drops it in the bell.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. And then David was like, "That's pure gold," and then Kenny Omega goes, "Bull crap." That is classic Kenny Omega moment. Oh.
Yeah, this was a really fun match to watch, just like with the other ones, but I just was just really just caught up in the hype and like, okay, now I know why people love Kenny Omega, and I'm also part of this hype train too, and I also love his theme music too. I know I have a thing for theme music, so like...
It's all good. It's all good. No, but, of course Kenny Omega has to win. There's, like, as good as Finlay is, like, there's no other choice. This is Kenny's show, okay?
I'm sorry, when people shouted, the Elite.
The Elite!
Yeah. And, he knows.
Yeah.
Because he's doing, what? No, Kenny, what?
Right, yeah.
What are you saying?
And of course, like as always, he does his speech at the end. He does this.
He always does the speech. Man.
Yeah, and it's great because Kenny is a hell of a talker.
He's a great talker. It's real talk about that.
Yeah,
He has amazing charisma, and just the fact he just said he just loved being there. He's just with his people. Like I was just like, okay, awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a talker straight up.
Yeah,
you know?
he is. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey,
Like I
he was
said.
the guy who got me into Bandoris.
Yeah. So of course he does his usual goodbye. Oh, no, it's a goodbye.
Bye.
Mwah, and good
Good
night.
night.
And then he goes like, "Oh wait, this is Chara Expo. Goodbye, mwah, and good night, banger."
Nice.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, I'm just so glad I got to experience it, even though I just decided to like just go on it for a whim because I couldn't get Roselia tickets. Like, you know what? I know there's a lot of people in the Bay Area who would kill for this opportunity. I have a lot of Bay Area friends who are into New Japan Pro Wrestling. I might as well just check it out and just try something new because anytime I'm at a con, I just like to try something new. Just kind of like just get out of my usual idol life and stuff. So like this was worth checking out.
Right, exactly. How often do you see pro wrestling events in the middle of like anime related convention? You know,
This is true.
right. So
And this was like legit, and it was just really amazing. Just again, you're just so up close there. You can see how hard they can take the hit, and you can see the sweat coming out right off of them. And a lot of my friends were like, "Oh yeah, wrestling is fake." I'm like, no, everything here is like just totally real. And it's like, wow.
well, the hits are real, okay?
Yeah, of course.
The results may be scripted, but the hits are real.
Yes.
The bump is real. You know, the risks are real. You know,
Mhm.
injuries henceforth are real.
Yeah, that's why I just like just looking at them like, yeah, this is the real deal.
Hell
Yeah.
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 And this was just a sampling. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just curious to see how like just all out this actually really goes. So
Whoa.
let's just see where it all goes.
Next year, all four of us, including Jared, we going, okay?
Awesome sauce. All right, next up, I'm just gonna briefly talk about just a Review Starlight present. So I recently got into an anime called Review Starlight. I was kind of curious about it since Anime Expo, since Aina Aiba, who's also part of Roselia, plays Claudine. She was also a guest at Kara Expo. And they had a lot of Review Starlight presents there, obviously because it's a Bushy Road project. They had the Review Starlight costumes on display because they also do have a live-action musical. And myself and other cosplayers, we were just studying like all of the designs and how they just bring them to life. And people were like just talking like, oh, it looks like they did this stitch. It looks like they did that stitch. And I just kind of like, it's just kind of interesting to have those kind of conversations. Like, oh, this is how I would have done it in real life. Oh, I would have used this fabric. So it's cool to see the costumes up close in person. And I did catch a little bit of the Review Starlight panel while waiting in line for New Japan Pro Wrestling because they had like the main panelist stage not too far from us, and you could still see the video feed and you could still hear what was going on. So they had like the voice actress again for Claudine, Aina Aiba, and the two main characters.
Suzuka Mimori was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I only know her name because of, the other New Japan Pro related stuff. That's a whole other thing I need to explain later. But other than that, there were 3 voice actresses
Yeah.
in that, in that thing.
Mm-hmm. So they had like a really nice Review Starlight presence, and just kind of just hearing them and just also seeing them in person too was pretty neat. It's like, yeah, I need to get caught up with Review Starlight. So yeah, it's all good.
They actually showed a bit of that up on the TVs and what have you.
Yeah, they showed the original dub and they also showed the English dub, and I'm like, I can do without the English dub.
And it was pretty cool. Like, they're getting into like one of the scene I think was like they're fighting in like this like a wave like watery tunnel, like it's almost like a wave crash, And then
It gets pretty surreal. The best way I can describe Review Starlight, it's Utena meets High School Musical.
Yes.
here's the trippiest part, okay? You told me, okay, when I told you like, wow, there is a hell of an imagination they're creating, you told me that's all real. Like that is happening in the theatrical set. Like all those waters, all those like special effects, that's happening in like real time. Like those are real waters crashing into the stage. And I'm just like,
That's the magic of theater.
I
Yeah.
know. I'm also thinking like, man, whoever's accountant in that school must be ripping their hair off because this is a logistic nightmare if there was one.
Well, Stan, As a fan of Broadway, I've seen a giant ape on stage. I've seen a Huey land on stage. I've seen a chandelier crash on stage. And maybe into the audience in Las Vegas. I've seen a lot of things on stage.
The tidal wave, though.
Tidal wave. 10 Commandments. Where Val Kilmer has, like, the Jews cross the Red Sea. I'm pretty sure anything is possible with the illusion of theater.
That's a hell of a illusion if you ask me. But anyways, yeah. That was pretty interesting for what it was worth. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna go actively check it out, but still, I'll give him credit. I'll give him credit where credit is due.
It's a fun anime, and High Dive, who's currently streaming Review Starlight, also had a presence in the dealer's hall at Kara Expo, was also like, hey, subscribe to us. And not that I'm shilling for High Dive, but as a subscriber, I think it's worth the subscription price because they have a lot of old school anime titles. They got Big O on there,
Yes,
Initial D. Again, Review Starlight, Legend of Galactic Heroes, both old and new. So if you like a lot of 90s anime and you just also want to just check out some old school anime titles, and they also have some new stuff too, I highly recommend getting a High Dive account. It is so worth it.
See, they have a good taste.
Mm-hmm.
They have a really good taste.
I've been like just rewatching Big O off of High Dive and just kind of revisiting that crazy Art Deco futuristic world again. It's like, I have no idea what's going on, but I love this world.
It's okay. As a Big O fan, I have no idea what's going on either.
Even till this day, I still don't know what happened.
What is the Big O?
I don't know, but it's a giant robot.
Sure, it's a giant robot that looks like the Pharaoh and is inspired by Batman the Animated Series. I'll go with it.
Yeah, just...
And a robot that plays piano.
You just roll with it.
Dude,
you know?
Dorothy's amazing.
I love Dorothy.
Yeah.
Dorothy's great.
Everything that I want to live in that world, even though I have no idea what's going on.
Everyone has no idea what's going on, so you wouldn't be the only one.
Anyway, yeah, the dealer's hall. Let's see. Did you guys see anything at the dealer's hall that piqued your interest outside the Bushiroad booth?
You know, there was a one booth. They were actually selling this like Japanese themed door panels.
Oh, I saw that. That
Yeah.
looked pretty neat.
And me and Deb,
It was a custom tea room.
yeah, okay.
And they were also doing like a little tea thing in there too.
Yeah. And it's kind of funny because it felt good just
Yeah.
being in there, but at the same time we were thinking, man, because we have a cat, okay? So you can imagine either Dia's gonna get smart and just slide the door, which she will,
She will, actually.
or she'll scratch the door, which she also will.
Yeah.
So
It's because half of it she could slide in, but the other side she could poke through the paper.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't want to deal with that.
but it was a good idea though. It's to
Yeah.
have own tea room to
Yeah.
for your own. That's fine.
I
man.
want a nice little tea place.
I know. So that looked
Yeah.
nice though. You know.
Mhm.
So maybe we're filthy
just-
rich. You know.
It just took me back when I was visiting Korea because I was forced to sit like that.
Mhm.
So.
But yeah, maybe when we're filthy rich, then we can just get on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, another booth I was kind of curious about, but I didn't really have time to do a demo, was they had the Fate trading figure game. So it's kind of like Fate Grand Order, but with like figures and you draw cards. So I was kind of curious of learning how to play that game, but you know what? The figures look cool. I'll just grab like 2 things and I'll just open them before I see the Roselia concert. And lo and behold, I got MASH. And I got Saber Lily, the secret figure. Like, yay, I got Saber Lily, I cosplays her. So I was very happy with my draws. And even after Kara Expo, I took my Saber Lily figure with us at our usual after party spot at Red Robin's. Like, this is Saber Lily, trying to conquer the Royal Red Robin. I also checked out another booth. Deb, I know you know them for obvious reasons.
Oh gosh.
Yes, I actually got a couple of figures from them too, because they had like the Fate Grand Order summertime figures going for like $15, and they also had like some Nessos from Girls and Pawns. So I was like, oh hey, this is pretty awesome. So ended up just getting a couple Christmas presents from them, so it's all good. But I think that's all I have for the dealer's hall. This is a pretty good selection of things, especially if you're into figure collecting or if you're just looking for gifts for friends. And I wish I had more time to do a demo of the Fate card game, because I think that would have been fun. But there's rules online, and I'm just looking forward to just collecting more of the figures, because I actually do want to play this game. And when I got the Fate card game figures, they also gave us a complimentary mat as well. It's like, oh hey, I have no excuse to play this now and collect. Alright, last but not least, the main event of Sunday was a Roselia concert. Now, this concert was sold out by the time we were at the Bushiroad booth, and long story short, I was able to charm my way into getting a press badge to go see the concert.
Oh, that's a doozy that we need to talk about.
Yeah, would you want to like cover that now or just to cover that in the final
Probably
thoughts?
the final, because
Yes.
this is huge, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, let's discuss the Roselia concert. So, the concert was held at the same main stage as the Review Starlight presentation was held. They had like, if I were to eyeball the number of seats there, I would say it was like about 100 or so, but you could still watch the concert for free without the ticket if you stood on in the sidelines, and you were still able to like to see the concert from the side wings.
Kind of, sort of, they do have a big screen on the top, so whatever's happening in this concert, you could watch it on that screen.
And you could still hear the live music too, so like even if because you guys were kind of like indirectly participating.
We were basically where the New Japan Pro Wrestling ring was, and that's fairly far considering, you know, if you've been there, considering like how it's laid out. But we could hear everything. It was that loud.
Yeah, and they played a lot of my favorite songs of theirs. Black Shout, I was just totally up all into that. And, like, I'm just singing along, like, ah, dang it. I actually did bring my light pens with me, and they broke. And I was out of battery, so I got the cheapy light pens from Anime Expo that was, like, 2 for $20, and that's the reason why it's 2 for $20.
Oh.
You get what you pay for.
I know, right? It's like, you know what? I'm not paying $40 for, like, for a single light pens. Like, yeah, just for warning, you get what you pay for, but I'm pretty sure I can fix out the batteries, yes, maybe, but... Yeah, I thought, like, they would just last me for, like, another concert, but it turns out the battery life lasted me for just one night of Anime Expo Kawaii Live.
Boo!
Yeah.
So it's just kind of, like, just waving my hands, like, in the direction of, like, all the light pens, and, like, just having a light pen just kind of enhances the experience, just having done it once.
Yeah.
But it was just a lot of fun just seeing them perform live, because, again, Roselia is my favorite band from Bandori. I love the characters. Yukina is best girl. And yeah, the girl they have for Akko, she's just so adorable playing the drums, and she's just so cute. Like, you just want to just pick her up and just put her in your purse, and she's just so adorable. I was actually watching the concert with my friend Sabrina, and we were just totally just fangirling the whole time, like, oh my god. And then my colleague in press, Michael Powell, he was also, like, watching, like, yeah, this is my first Idol concert. I don't know what I'm getting myself into. So, like, it was just a really neat experience just watching it with a fan of Bandori and also someone who's new to the Idol concert scene. And also, I would say, like, 75% through their performance, they introduced their new keyboardist, Kenon Shizuki. And she was met with cheer. She was very much welcome. They actually did announce her prior to Kara Expo on November 7th. So this was like one of her first times really jamming with the band. And everyone just welcomed her with open arms. And this was just a really fun concert. I'm glad I stuck around for it. Because I admit, when I found out that like the Rosario tickets are sold, I'm like, well, there's my raison d'etre for coming to Kara Expo. I'll figure this out, right?
Somehow it worked out.
But what were your impressions of Roselia first time hearing them live?
They're freaking legit.
Yes. They play their own instruments.
Yes, they did.
So, I actually had to look it up. There are only 2 groups that actually sing their own stuff. Roselia is one of them, Poppin' Party is the other one.
Poppin' Party played the day before, but if I had to choose between the two, it's Roselia.
Yeah. And
for sure.
I would too. Like, if it was up to me, I don't even play Bandori that much, but if I had to choose, yeah, that would be it, because their music is, like, crazy good.
They are rocking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like a gothic sort of rock style.
Definitely J-Rock.
Definitely J-Rock, but
Yeah.
more on the gothic side of it.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? And, Aina has such a presence. And, like,
I just love her attitude on stage and her facial expressions, because I've seen Aina just as Aina, like when she was at the TMS panel at Anime Expo, where she's like, yay, I'm happy, let's do a raffle. But here she's just like, just really just brooding, and she's just like super serious,
No,
like,
not
I'm so badass. I'm
Oh,
like, oh
not
my
just-
god, goals.
No, not just that, but she knows how to corral the crowd. And
Yes.
it was just like, oh, well then, you know? Man.
And
it-
she can do it with such a straight face, because I'm so used to seeing, like, the Genki idols, and I love my Genki idols, like, everyone, are you ready? But she's like, she just commands.
It's like,
I love that
it's
about
like,
her.
Did you like that? Yeah! Good. I'm like, oh
Like,
oh my god.
she is goals. Like, if I can command something like that, that's awesome. Oh.
I'm
That-
pretty...
oh, God.
Dude,
And I've
like-
seen her run a Janken Pon contest at Anime Expo doing her Genki regular self. Like,
Yeah.
she is talented. Oh my god, we're not worthy. Ah.
No, but I really like the music. I was talking with these two, and it's like, okay, if I ever get into Bandori, like, Afterglow would be my aesthetic, you know, just because like
I can see it.
I'm
Yeah.
more into like because I come from like a punk rock like background, okay?
Oh,
so
yeah. I
like
believe.
Afterglow is sort of my deal, but Roselia would be damn close second, just because how hardcore the music is. Like it's such a like more aggressive, deeper side than the Afterglows is, and dude, I dug it. You know, I'm at the distance, but man, what I'm hearing, I like it. You know.
Yeah, and at that point we were separated because I was in the press section, and then I ran into you guys like, oh hey, did you see the concert? And like just seeing your guys' reaction. So
Yeah.
Yeah, you had the look up like.
Yeah, when I heard Black shout, after that, I'm like, oh no. I'm gonna have to download this game then. And I did.
the current event is a Roselia event right now.
Yeah.
So if you want to get to Bandori, there's a Roselia event,
Yeah, that's true.
which I need to get up all into right now. 'Cause
It's so hard. I'm not gonna lie.
Good timing, guys. Good timing.
Yeah.
yeah, Bandori it's such a fun mobile game. It's kind of like Idols and Guitar Hero. With
You're not wrong.
Yeah. but the music's pretty awesome, and if you're like a weeaboo, they also do covers of anime songs too.
As a matter of fact, I think they did Roselia did cover of one of their covers. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. I know Roselia didn't perform this, but just kind of let you know, they also did a cover of the opening theme to dang it. Attack on Titan. I just got the name of the
It's
The
from
song.
the first season,
do
right?
do 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 do.
Oh, Kureno Yumiya.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was going to say, because Gurn was at the tip of my tongue, but I'm like, going to Lagan? Oh yeah, I can't believe that anime's 10 years old. But anyway, yeah, so overall, I had a fun time at the concert. I'm glad you guys had a fun time at the concert. And I kind of felt like we just kind of exchanged our weeaboo culture isms.
Were you? I mean, in your head, were you screaming "One of us, one
Yeah,
of
I was.
us"?
Yes, I was, with a side of excellent.
Yeah, called
yes,
it.
as planned.
Yeah.
Called
I
it.
think
Just as planned.
it's true. Yeah, we did exchange things.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's.
And I had to say, like, this has been a very positive con. It just kind of feels like a breath of fresh air than the typical cons that we attend. And I wasn't really putting much bank into this con, because, like, okay, I'll just go in, just kind of say hi to friends, I'll do some Christmas shopping. If I see and my main priority is Roselia, but then I'm like, you know what? Best $15 I've spent at a con. Also, I was quite surprised of seeing my New York friends here, because I actually did see a couple of my New York friends fly in for Kara Expo. In fact, one of them flew in the Friday night before, checked in late, kind of like 1 a.m. on like Saturday, and then had to leave midnight of Sunday. So, this con just really brought in like just people like even like just from outside of California, because at first I thought like, yeah, it's gonna be a locals event, I'll just see the usual faces, but I just had so much fun at this con, and I'm just really looking forward to what they can do for next year.
I mean, the more I think about it, I'm not really that surprised anymore, because keep in mind, when New Japan Pro Wrestling event was happening here in Long Beach, you had people from Boston flying in, and you told me about like how you met some people from Anime Boston who flew in for that event, and I was like, well, I can't say I'm surprised, but damn.
Yeah, like, it's just such dedication, because when you think of, because I didn't really know, like, how much of a draw that Kara Expo is going to be, especially for a first-year event, and I admit, sometimes I have mixed feelings when it comes to first-year events, but Kara Expo just really delivered. I mean, it's not perfect, and we can talk about that, I mean. So, what are just some of the pratfalls of a Kara Expo, would you say?
Conveyance, especially on the press side.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, there's two sides to this, okay? There's two sides to this. So let me play the devil's advocate side just a little bit, okay? Just for like 5 minutes, okay? Now, if they announce that, oh, hey, we have a press registration open, and here's a link, go nuts. And people will go nuts. Trust me, there will be people fighting for the, press registration spot and what have you, and they'll send in like massive amounts. And they just may not have the budget or the room to have like a press department to sort this all out. Because this is like probably the first time they've really gone big, and they don't know how well the con will be accepted. So, creating a department for something that may or may not work is a coin toss. And that's where my devil's advocate ends, because on the other side of it, the fact that they hid the press registration right in our face is just damn atrocious.
Yeah, because I was looking for the press registration page on their main website, and I just couldn't find it anywhere.
No,
Someone
nowhere.
said, like, you had to, like, really, really look for it, but if I have to, like, really, really look for something, like, I'm not freaking Sherlock Holmes. I'm not here to solve mysteries. It has to be there for me to, like, just see right away, just so I can register y'all, so we can, like, keep it going.
I mean, dude, like, Waldorf was easier to find than their press registration. Okay?
Dang.
Yeah. And the worst part is that we didn't find this out until the very last moment.
Until after we watch New Japan Wrestling, when I
Yeah.
ran into a couple of my press runners, like, you got a press badge? When? Hook me up, girl.
I know, and it's just like, y'all got that how? And then, like, apparently, we just had to flash our press business card, and that's it. That's how we get it. No fuss, no muss. Except the only fuss was the fact that we couldn't even find it to begin with.
Yeah, so just a piece of advice, Kara Expo. If you're gonna have press registration, have it clear on the website so we can find it, because this is a great event, and I would love to, and you guys would love to have coverage, so yeah. Putting that out there.
Yeah, other than that, yeah, I think that's the only pratfall, so to say, for the most part.
Alright, overall thoughts on Kara Expo.
This really surprised me. I mean, look, I went in for, New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Same here.
That's all I went in for. And then I got Kenny Omega and Rosalia. How the hell did that work? Oh, wait, it's Kenny Omega and Rosalia. Of course it was going to happen. It's like,
Yeah.
no, but nah, it was great. I actually enjoyed it, even though it was one day. And I got a little more than what I bargained for, and overall, I'm actually pretty happy. Despite the wee little fall that we had, I would come back to it, and I would, because they're gonna have New Japan Pro Wrestling again. They have to.
They have to, yeah.
Yeah, because if you were there, you noticed that when Rosalia concert started, like, half the crowd just actually kind of shrunk down.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, because I noticed when we were, after New Japan Pro Wrestling, we went to put some stuff back in the car, and people were already leaving, and you can tell that they were the New Japan Pro Wrestling crowd.
Yeah, New Japan Pro Wrestling crowd just bolted after that event, so essentially half the ticket price, half the profit they made, the Bushiroad made for this con, were from New Japan Pro Wrestling fans. So you might as well just bring the Lionsgate back here again.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to what they can bring in next year.
Kota Ibushi.
Oh, shoot, don't get me started.
Your boy!
Yeah, Cody Rhodes better be there, man.
Cody's gonna be a little bit tricky,
Yeah.
because it's complicated, but I'll explain later, okay?
Can we have new Bucks?
Young Bucks?
Yeah, Young Bucks?
Yes, New Bucks.
New Bucks. God dang it. I flubbed it, but yeah, Young Bucks?
Possibly.
Yeah,
that also depends on how their contract situation is like next year.
That is true.
Yeah, but no. Kenny,
I mean, possibility is endless,
yeah,
man.
Kenny has to be there, obviously, because it's Kenny Omega, And then bring in Kenny and Kota, and have the tag team main event at the last day.
No, I believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Just put whoever against Golden Lovers. You got yourself a gold goose right there. Like, it's gonna be great.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. But possibilities are endless. I could go on forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of going on forever, maybe. Deb, what are your overall impressions of Kara Expo?
I totally underestimated for one day. So, really, all I wanted was New Japan, and all I got was New Japan and more Bandori. And Bandori of all things.
Just as planned.
So, gosh darn it. Anyway. That's basically the nutshell. That's all. I was like, yeah, I underestimated this. And I really want to go back next year for sure.
Got him, coach.
Yeah.
Excellent. Roselia was most excellent.
Oh yeah, no, for real.
For real.
And however, I knew that I was gonna be suckered into New Japan wrestling one way or another. And I decided, like, I'll just keep an open mind. I'll just go take this on a whim. It's like, oh my god, this is a lot of fun. And just kind of being, again, that up close and very personal. And again, just seeing how hard that these guys can take a hit. Because you just hear the wham, the bam on, like, the ring. And sometimes you'll see them, like, go outside the ring. And the gate will, like, just come right at you. Because we were, like, really close to the gate, too.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, this was just an amazing match, and I wouldn't be against, like, just doing this all over again.
Yeah, as Kenny Omega said, you can't escape!
I can't escape. And I just found myself, like, just downloading, like, Kenny Omega's theme as, like, my hype music for pinup pageants, and Jushin Liger's song just to, like, just wake me up in the morning, just get hyped and pumped for the day. Because, yeah, that's, like, how I just go through my day, just listening to wrestling themes. But it was a lot of fun. Totally glad I did it, and thank you for, like, having me share this experience with you guys, too.
Oh, anytime.
Anytime.
Okay? Look, we've been meaning to do this. I figured it was a good time, and sure enough, it was a good time.
Yeah.
Because I know Jared and I, we thought, like, yeah, that'd be kind of cool just to watch it at the Pyramid, but we had that one con. We were at Kraken Con that weekend. It's like, okay, can't make it. Maybe next time. No big deal.
Yeah, no, they'll probably hold at the very least, 2 events next year, for sure.
Okay, sounds like it's gonna be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But again, seeing Roselia live was just, I'm just speechless, and I wouldn't be against watching them again. And I'm totally in love with Roselia, and I just have no words. I'm just so glad to have seen, like, an idol band who plays their own instruments just perform live, and just seeing all that there was totally amazing. I wish I had more time to actually, instead of, like, just kind of, like, just watching a panel indirectly while in line for another thing, to check out the Starlight stuff. But you know what? I'm pretty sure it's gonna be back next year. They're still gonna do their stage stuff. The anime just recently, concluded. It's all on High Dive. Highly recommend checking it out, especially if you're a fan of Utena. It does play a lot of homage to Utena, especially in sword fighting and friendships between girls, if you catch my drift. It is an amazing anime. Just keep in mind it's gonna be a wild ride, so hang on tight. Overall, I just really enjoyed Kara Expo, and you know what? I didn't even have to cosplay to have a good time at this event. I actually just went in a dress and a hat, and I had an amazing time. So I went in as just a casual attendee, and I still managed to have a great time. All right, so I believe Kara Expo is the last event of the year.
Woo!
We are wrapped up for the year for Scarlet Rhapsody. And next year, I believe our first event might be Long Beach Comic Expo. I do know that is a definite.
You ever beginning of this year, okay, have any of you ever imagined that we're gonna wrap up this whole con season with pro wrestling?
No.
Yeah, I know, right?
No,
not at all.
Yeah.
I mean,
nobody expects it, so.
Yeah, nobody expects a V-trigger.
Yeah, no. Gosh darn it!
I I mean, I didn't expect to see Roselia this soon because I got into Bandori like shortly after Anime Expo. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, Roselia, they're probably going to be at Anime Expo 2019 at Anisong, whatever. I'll wait for them. Like, oh, I can see them in Anaheim in my backyard.
Yeah.
Cool. So, I this was, even just for like one day, $15, you got a lot more bang for your buck. Of course, you have to pay like the extra $30 if you want to do this and that. But,
details.
Yeah, details. It was just, I just really felt like you just got a lot of bang for your buck.